Well, good morning, everybody. Game time, Brian, otherwise known as the mailman. On my day off, I was up early. Then I fell back asleep. I'm trying to take it easy in the morning, and I turned on the TV and Draft Day was on. Funny enough, the movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner. Yeah, is it a bit unrealistic? Sure, it is. But I say this, if you are a true NFL draft fan, you love the movie. Just because of the stories involved, um, and Bo Callahan. Come on now. That's good. I enjoyed it. Vontae Mack. It was always going to be Vontae. Ray Jennings. And he goes to my boy and he goes, "You think you can coach a team like this?" Let's ride, baby. This is what makes the NFL draft for all the teams, all 32 teams. As a Cowboy, the content creator, YouTuber, whatever, as a Cowboy fan, I know that it's been a long time since we felt that way about the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, obviously the Trayvon Diggs draft was great. We were contemplating taking him with the first round. He was still there in the second. Things like that, like the CD Lamb draft, where we didn't necessarily think that CD was going to be in reach to us. Eagles passed up on CD Lamb, ended up taking Jalen Rager, I believe. I don't know. Help me out. Put it in the comments. But you guys just let us take them. And sometimes, sitting and picking works out for you. I'm Captain Trade Down. But as we sit here today, April 16th, Tuesday morning, literally 1 week from today, I will be picking up the rental car in the morning, heading up to Mark Holmes' house, hopefully beat the Washington, D.C. traffic. He lives in Virginia, but right past Washington, D.C. So it's not like deep into Virginia. So it's like a 3-hour drive for me. I got to start getting my stuff together. I'm getting excited. Make sure I have what I need for primetime Phil. He needs some things from me to bring since he's getting on a plane and he can't bring everything. Getting excited. We have about me, Mark Holmes, and Chef David Wiley have about an 8 hour. It's probably like 7 hours, but you figure if we stop a few times, probably 8-9 hour drive. Depending, 8.5 hour drive. We're not going to stop and eat a huge meal. Maybe we'll have, I don't know, maybe we'll stop somewhere and get breakfast. I don't know. Who knows? But we're going to go right to the airport, pick up prime time. His thickest plane comes in at 4:30 Detroit time. And then we're like 25 minutes, half hour tops from the hotel. Get to the hotel and it's on and cracking. But just you keep in mind, I will be having content from the time I get into my car. I might try and do a live stream, but we'll see about that. We will see about that as far as driving. I need to be careful driving, especially when you get on 95. You guys know how that rolls. I won't be taking the bridge that collapsed, obviously. No, I wouldn't take that normally anyway. I have been over that a lot. But we are 1 week away from the Chicago Bears being on the clock. Now, I will do a mock draft. I'll do a 5-round mock. Again, it's so hard with trades. I'm just going to trade for the Cowboys, and we'll do 5 rounds, and we'll go from there. But it's hard to tell what teams are going to do, people. It's very, very hard to tell, like Caleb Williams. Nothing against Caleb Williams. He's the number one pick in the draft. I get it. But is he Bo Callahan? I don't know. He's a little aloof. Did all of his teammates go to his 21st birthday party? I mean, I don't know. So we'll see. I'm on record as saying that the Chicago Bears should have traded the pick, loaded up for Justin Fields. They could even have drafted another quarterback in the draft. You load up all these picks. You have plenty of ammo, and That's what I would have done. But they chose to go Caleb Williams. They're starting fresh again. What it does do is give that coaching staff a little bit of time now. Let's not think about that. If Justin Fields was returning and they did not have a good year, then they're probably cleaning house, right, after the year. Now it's like, well, we got a rookie quarterback. We're going to need to wait a little bit. Um, and now we're hearing rumors that Dallas is trading up to the Raiders pick for whoever. Micah Parsons is going to be traded. I don't buy it, people. I think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. But Jimmy Johnson supposedly involved in the draft. If he is truly involved in any way, he's going to try and we will get that fourth round pick. We will. Trust me when I tell you at some point we will trade down. It may be in the second round. It may be in the third round. But what is more evident to me is I don't believe we're taking running back early. So all you Jonathan Brooks, Trey Benson fans, I like Trey Benson. But there's a lot of running backs. I think this front office has not did their due diligence in replacing guys who left. Listen, I understand that the guys who left aren't huge losses. But Tyron Smith, when healthy, is a Pro Bowler. So our offensive line needs help, okay? We do have T.J. Bass. Outside people don't realize who T.J. Bass is, but us Cowboy fans know that he's a starter in this league. He has been working at center, so I would personally like to see T.J. Bass stay for now as a swing tackle and he's already started taking reps at center. I think that's smart. I think he could be the starting center. Yeah, potentially. So as my friend Ultra Cowboy, he really is very knowledgeable. We don't always agree with everything, and that's how it should be. We shouldn't always line up together with somebody else. But he brought up a lot of stats regarding drafting offensive line in the first round, especially Jimmy Johnson. He doesn't do it. Okay, he does not do it. Just remember the Great Wall of Dallas, right? There wasn't, there were cast-offs, people that other teams didn't want. It converted defensive linemen playing left tackle, and Mark Tuinei, he was a defensive lineman. Mark Stepnoski, you know what I mean? None of these guys. Nate Newton, I'm talking the original, the Great Wall. Nate Newton, Larry Allen, drafted out of Sonoma State. He started out playing guard. You don't need to take him in the first round, people. We get caught up in names. This is why we need to trade down. But here's the deal. In order to trade down, you need somebody to fall to you. If all six of the quarterbacks get taken before Dallas, that's not a good thing necessarily. Originally, I'm like, oh, yeah. If we're sticking and picking, it's good because then somebody's going to drop to you. But you're going to need a Brian Thomas, or you're going to need the Georgia tight end. Let me see real quick here. Brock Bowers. You're going to need him. You're going to need somebody to fall to you that somebody wants, okay? A quarterback, a wide receiver, Brock Bowers, maybe a defensive end who doesn't fit in your scheme. You're going to need somebody to want to come up to 24 and you play ball. Or you're going to be in a position where Dallas has done this a few times where they take the L in the trade, where they take less value than they should because everybody knows Dallas is in need of certain positions or they're in need of a fourth-round draft pick. So everybody, and me included, have been automatically assuming that we're going to take an offensive lineman with the first pick. I'm not. As it's getting close, the picture's getting more clear to me. Now, I'm not a mind reader. I can't see into the future. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. But what I do know is CeeDee Lamb is sitting there without a contract. Okay? He's sitting there without a contract. meaning long-term contract. Yeah, he's under contract, but he doesn't have a long-term deal. You see what they're doing in Philly, and I hate to say it, I hate to give credit where credit is due, and I'll argue any Eagle fan that the Dallas Cowboys are a better drafting team than the Eagles. The numbers show it, the facts show it. I would think most teams would agree, but I think Howie Roseman is a better. Howie Roseman reminds me of a Jimmy Johnson, how he moves around in the draft. It's just picking of the talent. And that's all part of the scouting department. And sometimes Howie gets caught up with what the TV scouts say. And, like he did with the Georgia guys. I'm not writing them off, but other than Jalen Carter, everybody's pretty much a mystery at this point. Nolan Smith, N'Kobe Dean is on his last leg. He can't stay healthy. If he doesn't have a good year this year, he could be gone. Jordan Davis. I like Jordan Davis, but he's not a three-down player, and you gave up multiple picks for him. Again, none of these guys still have plenty of time to rewrite the story, but for some, like in N'Kobe Dean, it's getting to near the end of that. He needs to have a good year. Undersized guy, always injured. We'll see. We shall see. They're going to have an opportunity, like in Dallas with guys like Sam Williams. Sam Williams is a huge year for Sam Williams. Jalen Tolbert, the wide receiver. It's a huge year for Jalen Tolbert. I expect him to pick up where he left off. Don't forget, we got Jalen Brooks. Jalen Brooks is a star of training camp last year. Got minimal amount of reps, but he did get some reps. Love them, but I still believe that wide receiver is a sneaky need for us, in my opinion, as early as the second round. And we could do that. If you've seen some of my mock drafts where if we traded out of the first, maybe do it a couple times and get some picks, we could take that wide receiver. Because as of right now, if God forbid CeeDee Lamb gets hurt, we're in trouble, people. We need yet another piece of the puzzle on offense. Running back, I think we can get late. It'll be very, very interesting. This will be going to the draft with me. Dane Brugler's The Beast. There it is. Multiple pages. This is the top 100 right here, people. That's the top 100 players, okay? So most NFL teams have this in their war room. So shout out to Dane Brugler. He does a great job. He's really is one of the best. Primetime's Phil's favorite guy, Dane Brugler. But all right, everybody, like I said, CeeDee Lamb, I think a deal gets done. I just don't like the fact that he has to wait. And I mean, it just costs us money. I was telling Twiz, I just responded to him on a comment he made on a members-only video. That'll be released at noon today to everybody else. And if anybody wants to be a member, it's $4.99 a month. It's going to include right now. I'm going to throw, at the 6-month mark, I'm going to throw something in for everybody. But we'll get to that. I don't have to, but I will. If anybody hangs in there with me. We'll do some stuff, like giveaways and stuff. But we're going to do a Zoom call on Sundays for now. I had some trouble this Sunday just because of my internet. It was really windy here. But we'll do that. Hopefully that's better this week. I do shout outs. I try and do as many shout outs as I can. I try and comment on everybody, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's the goal, to build the channel. I am going to get to the store at some point, the spring store, at least get some items up there. Mark Holmes is shipping me a dozen shirt, or I think 10 shirts that he had made up for me. I ordered some hats, so I'll be doing some stuff in the next few weeks. I'm not sure that I'll be able to do that before the draft, but I'm looking forward to it. And come on, Stephen Jones, can we do something with CeeDee Lamb? He's not going to be here, and he shouldn't be here for voluntary minicamp. But They come training camp, I expect CeeDee Lamb to get done. So, okay, let's go to a mock draft here. Let's see. Let's get the screen ready to roll. Let's see if I got the magnification. Yes, that's all good. We're going to pick the Cowboys. We're going to pick 5 rounds, and we're going to start. So let's see here. We're going to hide the trades for now, but let's go back and look and see what happened. Caleb Williams did go number 1. Jaden Daniels, like I've been saying forever. It's funny. Game time don't know nothing, but all of a sudden now they're catching up, right? J.J. McCarthy. I think that was my last. I had one guy. Oh, 99.9% great comments. One guy goes, oh, it's a horrible first round. Okay, well, so far I nailed it. Look at this. You guys remember my first round mock. Come on now. I think I hit it a perfect. Joe, all else. Look at that, Twiz. Did I not tell you? Just telling you, they're going to move up for Terry and Arnold. Probably. If I had to name one name that's going to be an Eagle, Terry and Arnold, the best, a cornerback in the draft. Jared Verse goes right. So I would be okay if I'm an Eagle fan with Jared Verse or Arnold. I think defensive end is more of a need immediately, but first round, you need to take best available, in my opinion. We'll see what Dallas does. Kenyon Mitchell, Troy Fontenot, that's my guy. If he's there at 24, everybody keeps saying him or Fuaga. They're not making it, people. Fuaga's not making it. We're going to end up with the same guy I said, J.C. Latham, another guy I would love. Look at Kansas City moving up. What did they give up? Oh, let's see what they gave up. They gave up 32-64 in a second next year. Wow. That's what I want. Mims, Brian Thomas. There you go, Ultra. He's gone. Latu. I think I mocked Latu to Detroit. Wiggins, Michael Penix, Xavier Worthy. Wow, Xavier Worthy went high. So in this scenario with no trades, looking at Johnny Newton, Byron Murphy, Graham Barton. Everybody seems to love Graham Barton. Jackson Powers Johnson, Tyler Guyton, Adonai Mitchell, Kingsley Sua Matea. I don't know how exact. I say Sua Matea, Lad McConkey. In this scenario, without a trade down, I think Byron Murphy has to be the pick, in my opinion. Everybody's like Graham Barton, Graham Barton. You can find guards later in the draft. I would think Byron Murphy, under this scenario, would have to be the pick. I actually think he's a 3 technique. Osa's on his last year of his deal, but he's a beast of a player, people. You can get your 1 tech later in the draft. You can. Everybody said, oh, well, we're going to start Osa and Mozzie Smith. Mozzie Smith had surgery after the season. It's going to be a 4 to 6 month recovery. He's not going to be 100% for training camp. He sure as hell is not going to be in a groove ready for the start of the season. Okay? I'm not saying he's not going to do nothing this year, but we need to bring in another body or two. I understand we re-signed Carl Davis, but Carl Davis, up to this point in his career, has not done much. Maybe he can help in Zimmer's system. Maybe Zimmer preferred Carl Davis over a Jonathan Hankins. Who knows? But in this scenario, I think they would take Murphy possibly, but let's look at the trade offers. I'm not going to hunt offers, people, and make offers to make, I may counter. I don't know. Let's see what's on the table for the Cowboys at 24. All right. We would drop 3 spots and get 27 and 66, but we'd have to give up our third. We would get a 1 and a 2. Is that a 2? I think 66, yeah. Or maybe top of the round 3. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's the top of the round three, but we'd have to give up. So we're getting a 1 and a 3, but we have to give up our 4, but we're only dropping 2 spots. Let's look at the next one. 49, 80, 97. Don't really like that. 54, 85. So under this scenario, we're going to reject. We're going to reject. Let's counter this. Now, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that trade just to see what else is going to happen. We just improved our picks, okay? So, okay. Byron Murphy went. Okay, now let's see. Let's hide the trades. Our picks right now, we're at a 27, 56, 66. Okay, we still need a lot. Okay, we need to look at the trade offers. 54, 85, no. 49, 80, and a second. That's a lot. That's a lot. 54, 85, 49, and 80. So this is what I'm thinking about doing. Rejecting this. Let's counter. Let's counter this. 49 and 80 and 97. Okay. For 244. And we will give a 5th next year. You know what? We have all those comp picks. We're going to give a 4th round. I'm going to try a 5th first. Propose. Boom. It was accepted. Now, let's just look and see. Let's just look and see what we did. 49, 56, 66, 80, 97. We got our 5 100 picks. We don't pick until pick number 49. Everybody's like, oh my God, you're going to drop down to 49. Just wait and see, people. We're not playing ball anymore. Sorry. It's time to pick. It's time to pick players. Again, I'm going to stick to my guns. We are not going to take a running back early. We're not. Okay. So if that's the case, who's still on the board as far as, let's see if there's any wide receivers. Okay. Not Polk. I don't know that they would take him. Obviously, the guys that I liked, Luke McCaffrey later. So in this scenario, we did lose out on a lot of our wide receivers. Offensive center, you got Von Prine Granger, Tanner Bornolini, Bo Lemmer, Hunter Norzad. There's still plenty of centers on the board that we could go with. Offensive tackle, Patrick Paul, Rosengarten I like, Blake Fisher I like, Matt Gonsalves. Let's remember that name. Matt Gonsalves, 6'6", 327, was a 30 visit by the Cowboys. I think that could very well be a pick coming up. So, again, running back, Trey Benson, Jonathan Brooks. For those who think that we should go quarterback, not happening, at least not now. Let's look at the defensive side of the ball. So if we were to pick an offensive player right now, I guess Trey Benson would be the highest guy on the board. Tight ends, we're not taking a tight end, but the one I like is gone. Or no, I like Jared Wiley out of TCU. So Patrick Paul, offensive tackle. I like him. Do they like him? Visibly improved his short area efficiency. So that's a possibility. I think Patrick Paul is a possibility, but I'm telling you, I think Matt Gonsalves based on what they did. Now, edge rusher probably is going to play defensive tackle in the league. 6'5", 285. He's a 3-tech. Really, really massive. So Michael Hall Jr., he's a 3-4 guy, 6'2", 299. Not sure he fits in our I'm not sure he fits for us. You got Peyton Wilson, often injured. I'm staying away from that. Braden Fisk, defensive tackle, Florida State. You know I love him. Let's look at linebacker. Peyton Wilson, Cedric Gray. So looking at it, who do we miss up? The Malachi Corley, that's the guy I was hunting. Zach Frazier, I was hunting. Max Melton went. A Cooper Beebe went. Edger and Cooper went. So in this scenario, we do not want to drop that far. But all is not lost because we're going to get our offensive tackle right now. Okay, we're going to get tackle. It wasn't a first round, but now I think you got to stick to your board and go best available. Okay, let's see who's there. We're not doing any more trades. Boom, boom. Let's see, we got defensive tackle, Michael Hall, Chris Jenkins. You got Jonathan Brooks still there. Braden Fisk. Offense, wide receiver. All right, wide receiver. I'm going to go with this player. I'm going to, with the new rules, I love Ricky Pearsall out of Florida. We're going to switch it up and take Ricky Pearsall, which this is what allows us to do when we trade down. Now, we will be on the clock very soon. We're not doing that. Let's look and see who's on the board. Running back, Jonathan Brooks is still sitting there. We got some Braylon Allen fans. I like Bucky Irving. Jalen Wright, you know I like. Again, we have needs, people. We have our offensive tackle, Patrick Paul. He's a mammoth of a man right now. Like under this scenario, we are going to have TJ Bass and Brock Hoffman compete for the center spot as of right now. We're going to try and get a center a little later. I only took 5 rounds, so before I go to the draft, I will readjust that. We need defensive tackle and linebacker. Okay, the best defensive tackles I see here are Braden Fisk. I love Brandon Dorlus just as an edge player. There you go. Junior Colson, I know they brought him in. So in this, I know they like Trevin Wallace. So this is what I'm going to do, people. In my next 3 picks, I'm going to get a defensive tackle, a linebacker, and a running back. So I have to look at defense and look at linebackers. How many guys would I be happy with? Junior Colson, Trevin Wallace really are the 2 that I'm eyeing up. And, I need to get them now. So let's look at defensive tackle. Braden Fisk, okay. I'm going to do this, okay, just because there are some one techniques that I love at the bottom of the draft. I am going to go with Braden Fisk. I've taken him a lot. I love the player, people. I love the player. Love, love, love the player. Brandon Dorlus went. I like him. Jonathan Brooks went. A Granger went. That's fine, people. We are on the clock at 80. I told you that we got our offensive tackle. We got a wide receiver that we probably wouldn't have been able to get. We got our defensive tackle. Now we are hunting linebacker and running back. You got Junior Colson and Trevin Wallace. Pick your point. You pick what you want here. I'm going Trevin Wallace here for the simple reason he's a sideline the guy with size, can play the run great, fits perfect in a Mike Zimmer scheme. Junior Colson, not as much of a side-to-side guy, and maybe they shy away from a Michigan prospect. Just asking, not sure. We're going to reject that trade. Okay, let's see. Tavondre Sweat still on the board. He's dropping He's dropping. He is dropping big time. So let's see offense. Let's see what running backs are on the board. Jalen Wright at 120. I like me some Jalen Wright. I love Jalen Wright, but I don't know that we take him now. Let's see. Mason Smith, Tavondre Sweat, Mike Sanistril. I've said I liked him before. Spencer Rattler, McKinley Jackson. We could double up here. We could definitely double up here. But a Jaden Hicks, Blake Fisher, Kalen King. You got Tanner Bortolini. Let's look, and Jalen Wright. So I'm going to go with the running back that I like. I'm going to go Jalen Wright. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That for us, it's not necessarily round 5, but now we have a big weight. Now we could see what's on the board in the 5th round. Okay. Again, looking back at this, maybe I don't take Patrick Paul. Maybe I take another player. It's possible. I lost the guys that I want by dropping that far. So that's good to know. In this particular mock draft, you don't want to go past 42, 43. So let's just see what happens, people. But this is how we can acquire some extra picks. But it's a long wait. But just remember, we got 5 top 100 players. We got our defensive lineman. We got our wide receiver, who really we didn't think. We got our left tackle of the future, and Patrick Paul, mammoth 6'8" out of Houston. Yeah, he needs some work. Okay, that's fine. We got Asim Richards still there, and we didn't take him in the 1st round. So I like it. Let's see who's on the board when we get there. Maybe we can get another guard or a defensive tackle. Let's see. Christian Boyd, my guy, just went. They must have known something. So let's look, okay? Let's look at what we got. We got our left tackle. We got wide receiver, defensive tackle, linebacker, and running back. You just look here and you go with the best available option. Let's see. You can take another lining back. We could go Hunter Norzad here. I'm liking Hunter Norzad a lot. You got the edge rusher. I'm not sure he fits. I know he's a beast. He's more of a rotational guy. I know what I'm going to do here. I really like this player. I think we take this guy for Hunter Norzad, 6'3", 317 out of Penn State. I say we take him now to really solidify our offensive line. That's what it looks like, people. Now, we could argue over that first. Maybe we don't drop down to 49 because we got wiped out. I wanted one of the other 2 receivers, but we still got Ricky Pearsall. If you don't believe me that Ricky Pearsall is special, just go look at the tape. Just go look at what other actual scouts are saying. We got Braden Fisk. We got Trevin Wallace. We got Jalen Wright, and we got Hunter Norzad. I think that's about his best. That's what you're looking at, people. That's what I want to do. So let me know what you think about the draft. What would you have done different? I will be doing a live stream about 3 o'clock today where I will let you guys do the picking. We'll do what we did before. We will do what we did before. We will put up polls, and you guys can select the players. So that would be, I'm thinking 3 o'clock Eastern time. Let me know if you like that. And let's ride. Just one more thing. If Jimmy Johnson is definitely involved in the draft, then I would like to hear, number one, I'm going to be excited when I hear the ding. Can't wait for it, people. I can't wait for it. And maybe there'll be some trading that we do.
I want all my picks back, and I want David goddamn Putney just because I feel like it.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, I am. Haven't I proved that already? You make this deal right now, Tom, and you get Bo Callahan. Say it with me. You get Bo. Come on, Tom. Say it with me, you pancake-eating motherfucker.
We need some pancake-eating mother effer to play ball with the Cowboys. We need to do some trading. Hey, who knows? Maybe we're moving up to the Raider spot. That's like a hot rumor lately. That would be scary. That would be exciting. Who would we be losing? Who would we be getting? We shall see. 1 week away, baby. Let's go, baby. Peace out.